For the first time in history, Chrysler Center is hosting NCAA tournament games, and WCBN Sports is here to give you all the coverage. It's Michigan and American tipping off in just a little while. The Wolverines had a rocky end to its season, finishing on a 2-4 slide, including a loss in their opening game of the Big Ten tournament. But the Wolverines have had 2 weeks off to regroup and replenish, and they'll take the court today in just a couple minutes in their opening game of the 2022 NCAA tournament. Hello and welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Alongside Kelin, Flynn, I'm Jared Greenspan, perched inside the Chrysler Center as the third-seeded Wolverines take on American, the 14th seed out of the Patriot League. As I mentioned, it's been a rocky slide for the Wolverines as of late. They'll look to right the ship today. One more loss and their season is over. They've had 2 weeks off. Kelin, what else do the Wolverines need to do today to right the ship and get back to their early season ways?
Well, obviously, talking about that loss to Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament, a shocker, something going into the tournament, Michigan faithful and the team were definitely not expecting, but you roll with the punches, and here we are still hosting NCAA tournament basketball in Ann Arbor at the Chrysler Center. So the energy in here is electric. You can feel it. Packed house tonight. Great atmosphere. I think what these ladies need to do is just play their game. They are a better team than this American team, and if they play their game, they should get the job done. And we're looking forward to playing Villanova on Monday.
It's Michigan's 4th straight appearance in the NCAA tournament and their 10th overall in program history, looking to improve upon what is a 6-8 mark. Of course, they made the Sweet 16 last year, lost in heartbreaking fashion to Baylor. There could be a rematch down the road with the Bears. They're in the same region. But the Wolverines, of course, are taking it one game at a time to reach their goal, and that starts today against American.
Absolutely, and this Eagles team is one that fought through some adversity in their own conference tournament. The 2 seed knocking off Boston University and then Bucknell to win the Patriot League. So they've earned their right to be here, and they're not going to go quietly.
Packed house, as we mentioned earlier, here inside the Chrysler Center. One of the benefits to being a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament is you get to host the first 2 games in your little mini regional before extending outwards into the larger regional. And Michigan, despite the bumpy end, certainly well within the top 6 teams in the country. And they've got these first 2 games in Ann Arbor. If they win today, they will have another home game on Monday. That'll be against Villanova, the 11th seed. The Wildcats defeating BYU in a thriller early 22nd, 2016. It was a Wolverines romp, 82-33. Smooth sailing victory. No one from either side was around for that one. But they'll go at it again in just a couple minutes here inside the Chrysler Center.
That eruption right there as Naz Hillman's name is introduced. Maze Rage loving it.
Michigan will wear all maize, American in all red. The lower bowl is packed here inside the Chrysler Center. The fans spilling into the upper section as well, flanking us to our left and across the way. For some Saturday afternoon basketball, a packed slate of Michigan athletics today. Women's basketball in the NCAA tournament. The men's team plays later, and then hockey in the Big Ten championships tonight.
A lot of success in this Michigan athletic department, especially in the winter season. All the teams we've just mentioned have had great season. The men's team with their upset win over Colorado State yesterday. Excuse me, 2 days ago.
Thursday, yeah.
This place is ready to go. You can tell they're ready to get underway, and these ladies, you can see it as they ran in here and the energy from the crowd. They want to get out on this floor. They want to start playing. They want to get up and down.
The Eagles, of course, are no slouch. American defeated Bucknell 65-54 in the Patriot League championship game. They enter this one riding a 7-game winning streak, so they are trending hot. Certainly not going to be a pushover. We've seen upsets galore. yesterday in the first day of the NCAA tournament and carrying through today in the first round of March Madness on the women's side. So Michigan certainly has to be on its toes for this one. Both teams in their huddles. We are about ready to get underway. We'll walk you through the starting lineups real quick on both sides. For Michigan, it's Maddie Nolan and Layla Filia in the backcourt, along with Danielle Roush, Naz Hillman, and Emily Kaiser strong underneath. That means Leah Brown will continue to come off the bench as she works her way back from what was a lower leg injury that held her out from a couple games back at the end of February. For American, Emily Fisher and Ivy Bales are the guards. Jade Edwards, also their most dynamic player. Taylor Brown and Lauren Stack. It'll be Stack and Hillman in the middle to jump things off. Michigan's NCAA tournament run begins now, and it begins with a jump ball won by Naz Hillman, tracked down by Maddie Nolan. She'll take it left to right, and away we go. Nolan picks up her dribble at the block M. She's flummoxed, gives to Kaiser at the high post. Right side feed goes to Roush. Roush around the screen, curls to the point, picks up her dribble, drops it off at the foul line for Hillman. Hillman explodes down the left alley and loses it out of bounds. Last touch by Brown for American.
And it looks like American's implementing a bit of a 2-1-2 zone here to start off. Now they're going to match up on the baseline out of bounds.
Roush inbounding adjacent to the basket, gets it in high on the left wing for Maddie Nolan with 10 to shoot. Feely on the left side has a Hillman screen, curls right. Sidesteps through traffic, the floater off the heel. Fight for the rebound, Hillman battling with Stack, and Stack is going to be awarded the ball for American on the jump ball.
That was a great move by Layla Filia, just couldn't get that one to fall, but nice little Euro step in the lane to create some space.
So American comes the other way on offense, bit of a full court press by the Wolverines. The Eagles break it on the near side. It's Edwards, the best player for American. She works the baseline, straight-jacketed in the corner. Gets it back up top for Fisher on the crossover, drives left at the block. Loose ball, Kaiser as a steal. Swarming defense by the Wolverines. Rouse the other way, quickly up the left side for Nolan. Nolan pulls trigger on a three, in and out. Rebound, Naz Hillman underneath. Goes back up and lays it in. What other way to start the tournament than the basket for Naz Hillman?
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that today, Jared. Naz Hillman putting it up on the block and adding 2 points to the tally for the Wolverines.
70 seconds in, Michigan up 2-0. High on the right side is Edwards. She's guarded by Filia. Flips to the left side for Fisher. Fisher played by Nolan. Backpedals towards the block M. Swinging the right side for Brown. Brown met by Hillman. Shot clock down to 8. Finds Stack underneath. Charging through the defense, and she overpowers Kaiser for a bucket.
That was a great pass inside the Stack.
Tied at 2, 90 seconds in. Feely on the left side, high-low on the right block goes to Hillman. Hillman facing Brown. Jab steps, now lowers her shoulder. Spins up and under, stripped and stolen. Fisher the steal. American the other way. Fisher down the far side with Roush. Works her way towards the corner. Now toss up top for Brown. Swing it left side, Stack at the elbow. Give in the corner for Edwards. She'll reset. 2-2. Just nearly a minute gone by in the opening game of the NCAA tournament for Michigan. Fisher backpedals toward the block M. Roush trails her. Shot clock down to 8. Fisher's got to make her move. Fisher drives right on the crossover, cuts left, still at the point. Fisher twirls right, 3 to shoot. Into the corner, skip feed, Brown a 3. In and out. Strong side board, pulled in by Nolan. Quickly up ahead for Filia, and she's whistled for steps. Edwards was right there to greet her at the timeline, and Filia got a case of happy feet.
Yeah, tough play there for Filia. Edwards just kind of came and cut her off. But there might be a blocking foul called there. They get Filia for steps.
2-2, 7:41 left in the first quarter. These two teams knotted up. Bales on the right side, whistles underneath for Fisher. Shovel feed Edwards. 12-foot jumper pops out. Kaiser a strong board. Quick outlet Roush buzzing down the far side. Giving the corner Filia. Filia on the dribble drive. Now kick back out left side Roush, and Michigan resets. Roush back to Filia in the corner. Pops for 3. Too strong. Rebound pulled in by Fisher. She's off to the races. 2-on-1. Fisher down the middle. Goes at Roush. The jump stop. Got a defender in the air, but Nolan ripped it away. Nolan is steal. Now her fast break, and she turns it over. Stack steals it right back. And American resettles things down here.
A lot of back and forth right there. Wolverines need to just settle that a little bit. Maddie Nolan did not have numbers. There was a 3-on-1 fast break in favor of American.
So it's been over 2 weeks since Michigan last played. A little rust, a little jitters so far in the NCAA tournament game today. Edwards carves her way through the defense and lays it up and in. That's Jade Edwards, averages 13 points a game, the best player for the Patriots, making her presence felt there, putting her team up 4-2. Naz on the other end. Soft jumper rolls off the rim. And American clears.
They're bringing multiple defenders to Naz Hillman every time she catches it in the post.
Fisher lost it on the dribble drive down the left alley into the arms of Hillman. Roush up ahead. Kaiser running the floor. Lefty layup, and it rolls in. There's that home court advantage. The soft rim paying dividends to tie this game up at 4.
A nice job by Emily Kaiser finding the open lane on the fast break, filling easily, and a little bit of a lapse there by American to leave it wide open.
Edwards blitzed on the wing. Swing right side for Fisher. Fisher with Nolan, lowers her shoulder, pulls up for a pocket J, and splashes it home. 10-footer for Emily Fisher, and American right back on top, 6-4.
Nice little pull-up baseline J there from Fisher.
Entry feed Hillman lowers her shoulder at the block. Stripped and stolen. Brown a steal, and Stack wrestles away the loose ball. That's already the 4th turnover for the Wolverines.
We've seen the Wolverines struggle with turnovers at times this season, especially against Indiana.
Fisher fires a left wing 3 in and out. It was halfway down. Flying in for the board is Bales. Spinning baseline, wraps around, reverse layup. She drops it in. Oh, what a play by Ivy Bales. And American doubling up Michigan. It's 8-4.
That was just crafty there by Bales to get into the lane. Little pirouette move to create some space and finish with the reverse.
Delia looking to provide offense. Jump stop at the block. Right-handed floater. Bank shot too strong. Nas brings in the board. Kick it for Nolan. Swing it for Felia. Up top, Roush. Left wing 3 on the way. Left it short. Nas another board in the corner. Shovel feed. Nolan. She'll try her luck. That's short. And a rebound for Bales. Michigan now 0 of 4 from distance.
Just shots not falling. A lot of shots that we've seen the Wolverines make this year around the rim not falling. Maddie Nolan hasn't been able to get hot yet, so tough start for the Wolverines.
Turnover for American on the other end. Fisher lost it underneath. 4:40 left in the first. It's been a slow start for the Wolverines. American coming out hot. They're up 8-4 here at the media timeout under 5. So it's been a slow start for Michigan. We've mentioned the long layoff. We've mentioned the jitters, but at some point Wolverines are going to have to right the ship. 22% from the field and 4 turnovers isn't going to cut it, even against a 14 seed like the Patriots.
Yeah, and Layla Felia, she's missed 2 around the rim that we've seen her hit numerous times this year. I don't know if it's a little bit of jitters as we're in the NCAA tournament. I mean, this is what you play for all season, but I'd expect the Wolverines to right the ship, settle down. KBA has some time here to talk to the ladies, get them settled down, and out of the timeout, I'd expect them to come out and execute crisply.
Gotten a lot of open looks. Maddie Nolan has missed a pair of open 3s. Danielle Roush just missed an open 1. Naz Hillman, a little uncharacteristic underneath, not as sure-handed with the ball so far today. She's turned it over twice. Credit to the defenders for American. Lauren Stack and Taylor Brown underneath, surrendering some size to Hillman, but they're doing a nice job jarring the ball loose, and that's the sort of intensity and tenacity that the Patriots are going to have to play with on defense if they want to pull an upset here today.
And head coach Megan Gebbia for the American Eagles knows that they just don't have the personnel to defend Naz Hillman one-on-one inside. Very few teams in the country do have the personnel to do that. So they're going to be bringing multiple defenders. There's going to be stunts and different schemes they have to try to disrupt Naz Hillman inside, and so far they've been very successful with that.
Naz Hillman averages 21 points per game, but those numbers are even better here inside the Chrysler Center. Nearly 24 points per game for the first-team All-American. Secured those honors last week. She was the first player to notch such a stature in Michigan program history. A lot of firsts this year for Hillman and the Wolverines at large, but they'll be the first to tell you they're not content with the season and what they have so far. They're a 3 seed. That's the highest ranking in program history. But they don't want an early exit. They want to go further than they did last year. They reached the Sweet 16 for the first time in program history. They want to get beyond that mark this season.
And this is a team that brought back a lot of production, a lot of its key players from last year. Obviously, their aspirations are much higher than just making the tournament. They're, like you said, they're looking to really make a run and make their mark on this tournament and this season.
8-4 is the score. 4:40 to play in the first. We're at the under 5 media timeout. Slow start for the Wolverines. Just 2 of 9 from the field. They've committed 4 turnovers. They've also forced 4 turnovers on Americans' end, with the Patriots shooting hot 4 of 7 from the field.
Interestingly enough, we have no whistles so far.
A clean game. I'm not complaining.
I'm not either. Like to see Let the players play.
Let the players
decide
play.
The game.
So both teams out of their timeout huddles just now. Some shake-up personnel-wise for the Wolverines. 3 substitutions. Leah Brown into the ball game. Amy Dilk, the senior, as well, and Isabel Verajao at 6'4", comes into the game to provide some height. Michigan takes it left to right, wearing the maize jerseys. Roush, dangerous feed on the right wing. Brown able to catch it, ward off her defender. Hillman back to Roush at the block M. She'll reset. Flips on the left wing for Amy Dilk. Dilk, a veteran, flips for Brown, curls left. Nothing doing on the drive. Takes it back out beyond the arc. 10 to shoot. Dumps it underneath for Verajao. Cross-court feed right wing for Roush. Shot clock at 7. Roush high-low for Verajao at the block. Verajao double, lowers her shoulder, lumbers baseline, reverse layup, high off the glass, won't go. Hillman pulls down the board, brought it down, nearly lost it, goes back up, basket won't count. A whistle and a foul underneath. Tenacity, though, by Naz Hillman, doing the dirty work, getting her team a second chance.
And Naz Hillman early, we're about 6 minutes in, 4 offensive rebounds already.
Amy Dilk inbounding close to us along the baseline, gets it in the short corner for Leah Brown. Brown pulls trigger on an 18-footer off the heel. Dilk skied for the rebound, lost it, and Fisher able to corral for American. Fisher down the middle, pitches back for Brown. Brown drives his left, backdoor on the baseline, looking for Edwards, and it's a steal for Leah Brown. 3-on-2. Brown down the middle, right side Hillman, cuts to the rack, lays it up and in.
Fantastic feed there from Leah Brown. Splits the 2 American defenders right into Naz Hillman, who converts the fast break layup. Excellent transition offense.
3:35 to play in the first quarter. American up 8-6. Fisher around a screen, curls to the point, blitzed on the perimeter. Whistles left side, Edwards wide open for 3, left it short. Rebound on the strong side, Verajao. Michigan looking to hurry. Dilk fires up the left side for Leah Brown. And now Brown slows things down. She'll wait for the offense. Gets it underneath for Hillman. Hillman across the lane. Rady layup. Got it to go. Way too easy. And Naz Hillman with 4 straight. Michigan's tied this game up at 8.
Naz Hillman one-on-one on the block. That's not a matchup you're going to win most of the time if you're American. Michigan loves to see that. Hillman goes to work and converts.
And then Fisher doubled on the perimeter. Last touch by Michigan. It'll stay this way. Swarming, suffocating defense for the Wolverines out of the timeout. Certainly would think to believe that KBA laid into her team a little bit at that timeout, and Michigan has come out with a lot of intensity here.
Yeah, especially on that defensive end, you can tell they've really ratcheted it up. They're getting into the face of the American offensive players and really making it difficult for them.
Edwards has it poke loose up top, hounded by Dilk. Flips on the left wing for Fisher with 3 to shoot. Fisher's got to heave off the bounce. The 3-pointer, it's an air ball. Falls out of bounds. Shot clock violation as well. There's that defense we were talking about, and it's going back to Michigan. 2:43 left in the first, all tied up at 8.
And this is not an American team that shoots it from distance very well. They want to get the ball inside and get into the lane. They do not want to be forced to settle for outside shots at the end of the shot clock.
Roush gives left wing for Amy Dilk, working with Jade Edwards. Dilk directing traffic back to the point for Naz Hillman. Dribble handoff with Roush. Roush curls left, stopped at the foul line, now pulls back, drops underneath for Verajao. Across the lane, right-handed hook, lost it, got it back, goes for another hook, left it short, and the rebound gobbled up by Emily Johns. 3-minute scoreless drought for American, looking to break it. Jade Edwards in the short corner on the far side, floats back to the point for Fisher. A whistle and an offensive foul underneath. Verajao stood her ground. Johns barreled into her, and it's going back to Michigan again.
Emily Fisher has been zipping this ball all over the floor. It doesn't result in the basket there for American, but the 5'7" point guard has been making some excellent feeds so far for the Eagles today.
Caveat to that is she also has 4 turnovers, but that's just her style of play. And it's been doing well so far, 8-8 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Leah Brown on the left wing, thought about the 3, now launches it and hits. Ring that one up for Leah Brown, and Michigan's back in front, 11-8.
Brown motioning to the Maze Rage to get excited. Getting the crowd into it, taking advantage of that home court advantage.
Bails for Johns, lumbers down the right alley, flips in the short corner for Brown. 15 to shoot, Brown hounded by Hillman, works her way to the wing. Dangerous cross-court pass, and it's going to go out of bounds. Caught along the scorer's table, turnover for American. It was Michigan with 4 turnovers early. Now it's the Patriots. They have 7, or the Eagles rather.
You can tell this Michigan team has settled in now. They're comfortable. They're feeling good. They're into a rhythm. They've lost a little bit of that those jitters that they may have had to start the game.
Leah Brown, another left wing three off the mark. Rebound chased down on the right side by Cameron Williams. 80 seconds left in the first quarter. Michigan up 11-8. Layla Filia holds on the right side, gets a high screen from Kaiser, picks up her dribble, swings left side Brown, dumps underneath for Williams. Williams doubled, kicks it back out. Leah Brown with 5 to shoot. Brown's got to go, 3 to shoot, drives right, foul line pull-up contested. It's an air ball. So American giving Michigan a taste of its own medicine there with the shot clock violation.
It's just great team defense from the Eagles. That's a really tough shot for Leah Brown. She's quite adept at those pull-up mid-range shots, but that's tough for anyone.
60 seconds and rolling left in the first. Michigan up 11-8. Fisher down the middle. Wolverines on a 7-0 run. 4+ minute scoreless drought for the Eagles. And a whistle and a foul up top. I think it's going to go on Cameron Williams, pressing Jade Edwards off the hedge. It's the first on Williams and the first team on the Wolverines. Again, as we said earlier, very clean game so far in this one. Substitution here for the Wolverines. Williams will take a seat. Elise Stuck enters the game. So it's Filia and Dilk in the backcourt. Leah Brown plays the 3, and Stuck and Kaiser in the forecourt.
The Wolverines have the depth to continue to rotate in these forwards and still have an advantage over the Eagles.
Fisher feeds Ress on the left wing. She'll launch for 3. It's an air ball, but it's plucked out of the air by Bales. Kicks back out left wing. Fisher with 5 to shoot. Fisher splits the defense, gets inside, forces it up. Bank shot too strong, won't go. Kaiser the board. Leah Brown looking to push. And now she'll slow things down. 2-second differential shot clock, game clock. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Wolverines up 11-8. They got off to a slow start, but they've rebounded nicely. It's Brown directing traffic at the block M, played by Fisher for the Eagles. Given the right side, Stuck with 10 to shoot. Stuck searching for a teammate, still looking. Flips left side for Brown, 5 to shoot. Drops it underneath for Kaiser with 4 to shoot. Kaiser up fakes, gets inside. Hook shot off glass, won't go. 3 seconds for American. Edwards at half court. Edwards whistled for step. That shot won't go. It rattled in and out anyway. And that's a chaotic end to the first quarter. Michigan with an 11-8 lead. The Wolverines have not played well, but they've done enough to be on top of the Eagles after 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, really, there's just those 2 runs there where the Wolverines were able to put points up in a hurry. But other than that, like you said, they haven't played extremely well as we've seen them play throughout this year. So they're going to need to step it up a little bit in these next 3 quarters. But I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with some of the shot making we've seen in some of these situations so far.
It was an 8-4 lead for American at the under 5 timeout. Michigan responded on the other end of that timeout with a 7-0 burst, then closed the first quarter on a bit of a drought themselves. So 11-8 the score. American shooting 36% for the field, but the Eagles have 7 turnovers. Michigan 28% for the field, just 1 of 6 from 3.
And it's been the defense from Michigan, right? After that immediate timeout, American up 8-4. KBA had to have laid into them a little bit, fired up that defensive side of the ball, and they've really obviously locked up since then, haven't given up any points, so have to be impressed with that.
We've talked about Michigan's past history in the NCAA tournament. KBA is no stranger to this tournament herself either. She's 5-4 at the helm of the Wolverines in the tournament, at 10-8 overall, 4 prior appearances at the helm of St. John's in New York before coming to Michigan. So she's done this once or twice before, knows what she's doing, and she'll look to pull out all the stops as Michigan looks to avoid an upset here. The Wolverines, the 3 seed. The Eagles out of the Patriot League are the 14 seed. Of course, the Chrysler Center hosting the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history. A strong crowd has come out to support the Wolverines in this historic season on Saturday afternoon basketball.
Absolutely. And the Wolverines are lucky to have KBA at the helm, one of the better coaches in the country. I believe she's a finalist for Coach of the Year. So, been a very successful season, past couple of seasons for the Wolverines, as this program is really on the rise in terms of the Big Ten and the nation.
11-8 the score here at the end of the first quarter. Naj Hillman leads the way with 6 for Michigan. Leah Brown, the 1B to Hillman's 1A, has 3. The other 2 for Emily Kaiser. Meanwhile, for American, their leading scorer on the season, Jade Edwards, has been held to just 2 points. They've split the 8 points 4 ways amongst 4 different players. Michigan coming out of the court after their timeout, 11-8, the Wolverines on top. They'll roll with the 5 starters to begin the second quarter. Hillman, Kaiser, Felia, Nolan, and Roush, a unit that struggled to begin the game. See if they can right the ship here to begin the second quarter.
Keep an eye on the offensive rebound numbers. I already mentioned Naz Hillman had 4 in that first quarter alone. Wolverines with 5 as a team. These second chance buckets have been really key throughout the season for Michigan.
It'll be Michigan basketball as the second quarter gets underway. Danielle Roush left to right into the forecourt, flips on the right wing for Emily Kaiser. Kaiser played by Johns for American. Holding the rock above her head, now dumps it for the elbow for Hillman, flips it cross court on the left side for Felia. Underneath at the right block, Kaiser leans into Johns. Kaiser flummoxed, still goes at it, knocked to the floor, and a whistle. What's the call? And I think it's going to be a foul on Johns. American didn't like it. They wanted to travel. Swarming defense underneath. Kaiser went to an array of post moves and neither worked before she was knocked to her backside. That's foul number 2 on Johns, which means she'll take a seat. Lauren Stack re-enters for the Eagles.
And Kaiser tried to move Johns, but just couldn't get any space inside.
Roush catches up top, gives on the right wing for Kaiser with 15 to shoot. Kaiser picks up her dribble, looking for her teammate, gets it right side. Nolan, underneath it goes Hillman at the block, goes right up with it, counted and a foul. Naz Hillman has a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way. Michigan's up 13-8, 9:29 left here in the second quarter.
Jared, that's the reason she's an All-American. That right there, you can just get her the ball on either block, and it's nearly a guaranteed 2 points.
75% free throw shooter. Naz Hillman knocks it down, completes the 3-point play. Michigan's up 6. It's now a 10-0 run, spanning 2 quarters for the Wolverines. Bit of a full court press. Eagles look to break it. Fisher in the backcourt directing traffic. Got to get it across, and she does to Edwards on the right side. Swing Brown into the corner now. It's Doring, nothing doing, and they'll reset. Fisher handling at the point, working with Dolan. Drops it right side. Edwards, she's been quiet, just 2 points on the afternoon. Edwards, bounce pass up to the point for Fisher. Swing left side for Doring. Doring drives, shut off in the baseline. Flips for Stack, 2 to shoot. Elbow jumper, got it. Big time shot to break the run for Lauren Stack. And the Eagles within 4. Kaiser lowers her shoulder across the lane. Left-handed runner. Oh, she got it to go. Tough make for Emily Kaiser. Michigan with an immediate answer. It's 16-10. Fisher up top, hounded by Nolan. 90 seconds or so gone by here in the second quarter. Swing in the right side corner for Brown. Guarded by Hillman. Flips up top for Stack at the foul line. Back to Brown. Hands off Fisher. Fisher with Nolan and 8 to shoot. Doubled up top by Hillman. Fisher way at the block end. Dribbled it off her foot. Into the backcourt. They'll say it was tipped. Now she lost it. And it's a steal for Nolan. Nolan the other way. And she'll slow things down. Roush, left wing, Felia, wide open for 3. Off the heel, fight for the rebound. Naz had it, but she stepped out of bounds.
And I know she steps out of bounds there, but that's 5 offensive rebounds for Naz Hillman. And when they had that full court press implemented, very unusual to see coaches having their center, their post players playing up front on the press. Just shows you the versatility of Naz Hillman, that she's flying around in that full court press at the top. Usually that's where you see guards. Just shows how versatile of a player she is. And
you got the exact look you wanted if you're Michigan on that fast break. Layla Felia's just got to convert on the wide open 3. American comes the other way. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter, and a foul on the other end, as Brown was pestered by Felia right in front of the Michigan bench. So American will inbound it in front of the Wolverines bench. They'll get it to the point for Henning. Just into the ball game. Henning played by Nolan. Flips back right side for Taylor Brown. Brown dribbling high on the wing. Hands off for Edwards. Edwards moving left, draped by Felia. Shot clock at 5 at the point. Edwards on the crossover. Nearly lost it. Moving right. 3 to shoot. Edwards got to go. Gives it left wing for Stack. She didn't realize it. It's a shot clock violation. Michigan's defense again swarming the Eagles on that end of the floor.
You see KBA clapping it up on the bench. Very few things make a coach happier than a forced shot clock violation by their defense. It's just phenomenal team defense.
7:27 left in the second. Michigan up 16-10. Brown left wing Roush. Roush to the point for Nolan. Nolan underneath Brown, cutting into the lane. High-low, Hillman on the roll, got it to go. Beautiful chemistry on the 1-2 game by Hillman and Brown, and Michigan's up 18-10.
Leah Brown's feeling it. She's feeling good.
And that ball trickles out of bounds underneath. Hillman got her hands on it. You mentioned the fact that Leah Brown is feeling good. She's got 3 points, but also 3 assists, and that would be a welcome sign for the Wolverines. Brown has been hampered by injury for the better part of the past month, and if she could refine that version of herself that she was earlier this year, that would be a huge boon for the Wolverines. Edwards at the point working with Nolan. Gets a high screen, moves right, pressed by Hillman and doubled. Throws back up top, dangerous pass. It works out, Henning into the lane. The runner off the glass, rolls off the rim. Nas a strong rebound. Quick outlet for Roush up the left side. Now slows things down. Roush at the M and a whistle and a foul underneath. Kaiser went sprawling to the floor. I think it's going to go on Henning, who pushed her from behind. That's first on Henning, the third team foul on American. Substitutions for Michigan, Isabel Varejao and Amy Dilk into the game. Roush and Kaiser will sit.
And these substitutions coming very frequently from KBA, keeping her players fresh. Not anyone's really played too many minutes early. A lot of rotation.
Dilk will inbound, gets it in right side. Nolan catch and shoot for 3. She's got it. Ring it up for Maddie Nolan. And Michigan's lead is 11. It's the largest of the game on either side. And the Eagles need to talk it over. Timeout American. 21-10 Michigan with 6:37 left in the second. It was 8-4 American. Since then, a 17-2 Michigan run.
And that's a shooter right there. When you have them come off a screen on a baseline out of bounds into the corner, catch and shoot, corner J, nothing but nylon there. That's exactly what the Wolverines want to see from their sharpshooter, Maddie Nolan.
43% three-point shooter on the year. Can't leave Maddie Nolan open, and it's good to see she has that confidence to seek out her shot. Got it on the right wing, wasted no time pulling up for 3.
And that's something the Wolverines are going to really need in this tournament, because an outside shooter like that can knock down threes at a 43% clip is just such a weapon to have, especially as you potentially go deeper into the tournament and have to face teams that can key in more on a Naz Hillman. When you have that kind of presence from outside, it makes it difficult to help as much on your forwards, which Wolverines have great forwards.
Naz Hillman, of course, leading the way for Michigan. She's got 11 points this afternoon, 5 of 6 from the field, 5 boards, and 4 of them on the offensive glass, and 2 steals as well. She's just filling up the stat sheet like Naz Hillman does. So 21-10, Michigan on top, 6:37 left here in the second quarter. The story of the game, I think, for the Wolverines has been defense. American already with 9 turnovers. They're shooting just 38% from the field, and their leading scorer, Jade Edwards, the senior guard from Chicago, just 2 points so far this afternoon.
And talking about turnovers, the Wolverines a little loose with the basketball early in the game. They have really tightened that up, played a lot better offensively, and just especially holding on to the ball and valuing possessions.
Michigan had 4 turnovers in the early going. They haven't committed any in about 10 minutes of game time. So really valuing the possession, and as a result, it's not a coincidence that their offense has really found its groove as well since they began taking care of the ball.
When you are able to run your sets and get shots, even if they don't fall, they're going to start falling. You just have to be able to get those shots up. And Wolverines know that. They're finding their groove here.
21-10, Michigan up in its first game of what it hopes will become a lengthy NCAA tournament run. The winner of this game will play again on Monday at the Chrysler Center. The time to be determined. Winner will battle it out against Villanova, the 11th seed, who upset the 6th seed BYU earlier this afternoon. Michigan's making its 4th straight NCAA tournament appearance, just the 10th in program history. I think it would be accurate to describe this as a golden era for Michigan women's basketball.
Absolutely. When you have a player like Naz Hillman, who's one of the best, if not the best player in program history, you really want to value her time while she's here, and I think they've done an excellent job of surrounding her with talent and giving this whole team an opportunity to make some runs in the tournament.
Back out of the timeout, right to left goes American. Fisher high on the left side working with Nolan. Gives back up top for Edwards, straight by Dilk. Edwards underneath, finds a man. It's Doring, goes to the hook shot, off the heel, no good. Hillman clears. Dilk left to right down the far side, pep in her step, giving the left side for Brown. Brown on the crossover working with Ress and draws a foul.
Leah Brown's been really aggressive early, whether that be creating shots for her teammates or creating shots for herself. She's done an excellent job of providing a scoring punch for the Wolverines.
First foul on Resch. Dilk, a hard bounce pass on the left side for Brown. Shoulders away, baseline, flipped it up, left it short, and the rebound for Edwards. Fisher right to left on the near side in a hurry, flips the left wing. Doring catch and shoot for three, off the mark. Battle for the rebound, it's won by Resch. She's in a straight jacket along the baseline and flips it high on the right side, Edwards. American resets with 14 to shoot. Lowers her shoulder across the lane, goes for the left-handed hook, off to the left, no good for Brown, and Michigan clears. Nolan left to right down the middle. Now veers right, kicks back on the left side for Dilk at the high post. High-low, Hillman comes down with it, power dribble, goes back up, counted on a foul. Naz Hillman again, she'll have a chance for a second three-point play of the afternoon, and she's put Michigan on top 23-10 with 5:29 left in the second.
Cannot let Naz Hillman get the ball inside that deep one-on-one. It's just going to be a basket or a foul. In this case, it's both.
So Naz Hillman, 101 from the line today, a 75% free throw shooter on the season. We'll head to the stripe, looking to complete a three-point play. She's got 13 points already this afternoon, and the free throw off the mark left is short. It rolls off the rim to the right. Bales clears for American. Fisher into the full court. Eagles looking to get their feet back under them here. They haven't scored in over 3.5 minutes. Bales on the left wing, underneath for Johns in the corner, draped by Hillman. John spins baseline, rumbles inside, forces it out, wild shot, it's an air ball, and Nolan with the board. Nolan with a hurry down the near side, giving the right side for Leah Brown, underneath, Hillman again. Hillman goes up strong, banks it in, like clockwork for Naz Hillman, and Michigan's up 15.
I think they might need more than two.
Brown launches left wing three, left is short, rebound Amy Dilk. Michigan in a hurry again. Dilk down the near side, picks up her dribble. High on the block M, give left wing Kaiser, swings for Brown, underneath Hillman in the short corner. How about a jumper? How about a jumper? Naz Hillman swishes in the 10-footer. Michigan's up 17, it's an 11-0, 13-0 run, and Naz Hillman has 17 points. That pass deflected, stolen by who else but Naz Hillman. She rumbles down the near side, finds Brown underneath, lays it up and in. It's all Wolverines here early, 29-10, Michigan in front.
Naz Hillman doing it all for the Wolverines, gets the steal. She's scoring on jump shots in the block, passing the ball.
American desperate for an answer. They're not going to get one there. Edwards has shuffled her feet. It's a 15-0 Michigan run that has brought the Chrysler Center crowd to its feet. Michigan up 29-10 with 4:01 left in the second quarter. We're at a media timeout. It's been all Wolverines. Quick reminder that this broadcast of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. That feels good. You know, you listen to a broadcast and they do that all the time. I got my first one underneath my belt here.
Big time here, Greenspan.
Anyhow, back to more important matters. Michigan up 29-10, 17 points for Naz Hillman. She's just doing what we thought she was going to do, which is absolutely taking over this game.
There's really no other way to put it other than taking over. That last stretch right there, the and one, then another one inside. They bring two. It doesn't matter. Still finishes. Then the next possession, short corner baseline jumper. Why not?
Why not, right?
Right after that on the defensive side, gets the steal, runs the fast break. Little cross-court pass to Leah Brown, because why not? for the assist. I mean, there's really not much you can ask from a player.
Pulling out the whole bag of tricks this afternoon. And Naz Hillman, the senior, one of the most, perhaps the most decorated player in Michigan women's basketball history. She wrote a fantastic piece the other day in the Players Tribune, which I highly recommend reading, just detailing the emotions of finally realizing that her college career is coming to an end soon, only a matter of games left, depending on how far Michigan can advance here in the NCAA tournament. And she just kind of reminisced about her career and how many fun moments she has had in college and how she won't really be able to replicate that, but she's really soaking in the final last few days as a Wolverine, and she's making the most of it this afternoon.
Yeah, I'd say so. 17 points on 8 of 9 shooting, 6 boards, 2 steals.
Doing it all. So we're at the under 5 timeout, 4:01 left in the second quarter. Michigan up 29-10. The Chrysler Center crowd, a very good crowd here. I mean, it's probably more than they've gotten for some men's basketball games this year. Well-deserved, of course, for the women's program that has become so strong, so good under Kim Barnes Arico.
And it is really great. You talk about that piece Naz Hillman wrote in the Players Tribune, just to see student athletes really embrace the university and cherish their time here. Naz Hillman obviously had the opportunity, the decision last season to decide whether she would like to declare for the WNBA draft or not. Made the choice to come back, and I'm sure she's very happy with that decision, with how the season's been going and how she's played. But definitely, I think we're all cherishing her last few games here as a Wolverine.
Let's see what else she can do out of the timeout. How about drawing a foul on the entry feed to the post? Bit of a low pass from Daniel Roush, but Hillman was swarmed by a double team, and Lauren Stack a little too overzealous for the Eagles. 29-10 Michigan on top, 3:52 left in the second quarter. Hillman will shoot 2 free throws as the Wolverines are in the bonus, having that. So first free throw on the way for Hillman. It's 1 of 2 from the line today, a 75% free throw shooter. Now 1 of 3 as that one sputters out.
And there's not much else you can do if you're American other than just deny the ball at all costs. I mean, nothing else is working, so you have to try something else.
That one short. Naz Hillman has found her kryptonite so far on what otherwise has been a splendid afternoon for the senior forward. Fisher on the right wing for Edwards. Michigan wanted to push off, didn't get it. On the drive and kick back to Edwards, swing left side, Stack with 12 to shoot on the wing. It goes to Bales. Bales underneath, Stack goes up strong, and a blocking foul is called on Amy Dilk. Michigan wanted to charge there, didn't get it, so 2 free throws upcoming for Lauren Stack.
Earlier in that possession, if that's not a push-off on Edwards, I don't know what is. I mean, she fully lowered the shoulder, sent the defender flying back, and then stood back up with a bunch of space just to pass it away.
Haven't been many whistles today, and I suppose that's a detriment to the refs with a little tighter whistles. Let some things go. That was certainly one of them. First free throw good by Lauren Stack, the junior forward from St. Charles, Illinois, and that one's off the heel, no good. So the 40% free throw shooter does about what you would expect, splits a pair at the line. Roush on the left wing, Dilk underneath it, goes on the right block for Kaiser. She's doubled, fires it cross court, dangerous pass. Bales got a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds into the front row.
I'd really like to see the Wolverines get some high-low action. They've had a couple opportunities with it earlier in this game, and it's been really successful for them because it makes it tough to bring quick doubles on Naz Hillman.
Amy Dilk takes a seat. Maddie Nolan re-enters, so the starting 5 on the floor for the Wolverines. Roush to inbound, near side corner, it comes in for Nolan, back to Roush in the wing, drops it off at the point for Kaiser, swings back right corner, Nolan for 3, off the heel, long rebound, chased down by Fisher for American. Fisher into the forecourt, into the lane, up and under, scoop layup, off the glass, it's good. Oh, crafty play by Emily Fisher, and American within 16. Philia works the baseline, lays it up, lays it in with the left hand, coming in from the far side corner, and Michigan back up 18, 2:50 to play.
The development of Layla Philia this season has been fantastic for this team. She's really turned into a key piece.
You forget she's a freshman sometimes. Left side, Bales, 18-footer off the heel. Naz Hillman skies for the board. 8 rebounds, perhaps closing in on a first half double-double. Nas at the high post, skip feed into the corner. Nolan fakes, reloads, 18-footer, left it short. Rebound for Fisher. Fisher looking to push, 2-on-2. Fisher down the near side, circles, pitches back. Bales steps into a left wing three, off the mark. Fight for the rebound, batted around. It's going to trickle out of bounds in front of the Wolverines bench. Last touch by Kaiser. It'll stay this way.
That last possession, Nas Hillman grabs the rebounds and dribbles it up the floor herself, initiating the offense a little bit there.
Edwards to inbound, gets it in harmlessly on the right side for Stack, pressed by Kaiser. Stack picks up her dribble, back out high in the right wing for Fisher. Fisher pressed by Nolan, directing traffic for the Eagles. Fisher moves right, draped by Nolan. Fisher works the baseline, still draped by Nolan, 6 to shoot. Fisher back out on the wing, drops it underneath for Edwards. Loose ball, Felia a steal. Felia pushing for the Wolverines, evades a defender. Felia with the sidestep, the runner lays it in. Layla Felia coast to coast, and the Wolverines are up by 20.
That's that harassing defense from the Wolverines. Maddie Nolan stuck with the ball handler the entire possession.
And there's that harassing defense right on cue, a jump ball forced. It'll stay with American, but Nolan and Hillman straddling the timeline, all in the face of Fisher.
Really impressed with the on-ball defense we've seen with all of these Michigan defenders.
7 steals for the Wolverines on the afternoon. Edwards catches on the curl at the foul line, kicks right corner. Stack, 18-footer, left it short. Flying in for the board is Bales. Bales works the baseline, kicks into the near side corner. Brown lets fly on an open 3, too strong. Weak side board for Kaiser. Michigan again looking to push. They've done this all afternoon. Felia, left wing Kaiser. She'll line up a 3. How about it? Emily Kaiser getting it done from deep. She shoots just 23% from beyond the arc, but she can ring that one up. 62 seconds left in the first. Michigan up 23. Fisher moving right. Shadowed by Nolan. Drops to the point for Bales. Bales on the crossover. Drives right down the alley. The runner in a crowd sent out of bounds by Nas Hillman.
Wolverines have made 6 out of their last field goals. Sorry, 7 out of their last 9 field goals, compared to 0 of the last 5, 1 of the last 12 for American.
The score is 36-13. It's hard to remember that it was once 8-4 in American's favor. Just a monstrous run by the Wolverines. Brown shoulders baseline, had it blocked by Kaiser, and Nolan has the loose ball. Up ahead on the left side for Brown across the lane. Brown's runner off balance and won't go. Rebound for Taylor Brown for American.
Yeah, once that media timeout hit at halfway through this first quarter, KBA had a little word with the team, and after that it's been smooth sailing.
And a whistle and a foul. I think an offensive foul, an illegal screen is going to go on Stack. That's the second personal for Stack. So the ball back to Michigan. Wolverines can hold for the final shot of the half. 36-13, Michigan on top. They're on a 22-3 run. This game was once 8-4 American, but the Wolverines, perhaps a little early rust, a little early jitters, have really settled into a groove.
Absolutely. They are clicking on all cylinders now. Everything working. Outside shots, getting on the block, in transition.
8 seconds left in the quarter. Stuck up top with 6 seconds. Stuck searching. Swings left side for Kaiser with 3. Right wing Brown. Brown for the exclamation point. She's got it. And that's how the first half comes to an end. Leah Brown rings in a triple. Michigan's up 39-13. An excellent first half performance by the Wolverines, who could not have started their NCAA tournament run on a higher note.
Absolutely, and we've talked about how confident Leah Brown's been playing. Not all the shots have necessarily been falling, but you could tell she wanted that shot. She was hunting, moving off the ball, and absolutely sticks it at the buzzer. Exclamation point to end the half.
39-13, Michigan on top. It was a team effort led by none other than Nas Hillman. She has 17 first half points, Brown with 8, Kaiser with 7. The defense also suffocating American. American had 8 points at the under 5 timeout in the first quarter. Just 5 points the rest of the way. Wolverines with 7 steals, forcing 13 Eagles turnovers. Just overwhelming the Eagles in that first half.
there's really no other way to put it. Overwhelming, suffocating defense, leading to transition offense and confidence at the other end. It's just brutal mentally on a team when you can't get anything going on the offensive end. And then on the defensive side, you have to guard Naz Hillman on the block. It just wears on a team, and it's really tough to do consistently. So that's one of those aspects of defense turning into offense.
So Michigan up 39-13 at the end of 20 minutes, perhaps on their way to their 7th NCAA tournament win in program history. 20 more minutes still to come. Kendall Spencer and Charlie Brigham will be on the call for the second half of action here from the Chrysler Center. For Kelin Flynn, I'm Jared Greenspan. That's going to do it for us. We're going to take a little break here, be back in about 7-10 minutes or so for second half of action, so don't go anywhere. Thanks as always for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Wolverines up 39-13 at the break. We'll be back in a little bit.
Hello and welcome everyone back to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan women's basketball live here from Chrysler Center. My name is Charlie Brigham alongside me, Kendall Spencer. We're about 3 minutes away from second half action of the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament. This matchup, of course, between the Michigan Wolverines and the American Eagles. And as we head into half number 2, it is all Michigan right now. The score sits 39-13. Naz Hillman, unsurprisingly, leading the way for the Michigan Wolverines. 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist as well as 2 steals. The All-American really filling out the stat sheet in half number 1.
For sure. There was periods in that first half where it was just all Naz Hillman, and she was so content to just have that be the game. If it came down to her being the only one to score, she was going to do it.
Pretty much every time she touched the ball, it was going in. 8 for 9 from the floor in the first half. Also leading scores for Michigan, Leah Brown at 8 with a pair of threes and 5 assists of her own, as well as Emily Kaiser coming in with 7 and 3 rebounds. So Michigan doing it all over the floor. And coming into half number 2, American is going to have some catching up to do. It was a close game after quarter number 1. Michigan only led by 3, 11-8 was the score, and then they just turned it on in the second quarter for 28 points.
One of the biggest, most motivating factors, I guess, for Michigan in that team is that they just had so much more confidence. Obviously, you get that when you're the higher seed, especially when you're the 3 versus 14 matchup. But even when it wasn't going as well for Michigan early in that first quarter, they just knew that they had it in them and they could play better basketball. Americans playing very hesitant, and because of it, they've gotten the ball stolen a lot. And they have missed so many offensive opportunities just because they don't even get a chance to put a shot up. Michigan just looks more confident. Because of that, they're going to look like the better team even before a single minute of basketball is played.
Michigan has spent close to 13 minutes of this game leading, only has trailed for 3 total minutes in the first half. And again, it just comes down to confidence. Michigan looks like a team who has their foot on the gas, and they're not planning on letting up anytime soon. You mentioned Americans struggling to get shots off. Michigan forced 3 shot clock violations in the first half alone. The defense was just suffocating. American couldn't do anything, couldn't even a lot of times get the ball within the 3-point line. They were taking shot clock violations back near half court. But props to Michigan, hedging those ball screens really hard. Naz Hillman coming all the way up to the logo to play defense when needed to.
She had a couple incredible defensive plays, and it was all over the half court. Like, she would have them down by the paint. She would have them, by the logo. She was just everywhere, and she was really making sure that American knew that if they wanted to score, they had to go through her.
The horn sounds, and we are just about set to go. On the floor for American, it's going to be Bales, Fisher, Edwards, Brown, and Stack. Stack, the leading scorer for the American Eagles. Bales, the leading rebounder, with 6. And on the floor for Michigan, it's the starting 5 back out there. Naz Hillman, Maddie Nolan, Layla Felia, Danielle Rausch, and Emily Kaiser. With the inbounds pass from Kaiser, we are underway in half number 2. It's going to be a Felia up top, over to Rausch on the wing, driving hard middle with the right hand, kick back out to Nolan. Pass inside for Kaiser, one dribble with the left hand, little lefty floater, and that's good for the first bucket of half number 2. 41-13 now the score for Michigan. And American's going to have to get something going here. Edwards with the ball in front of her own bench. Pass inside intended for Bales, but taken away for Hillman. Her 3rd steal of the afternoon.
Her on-court awareness is just incredible. She knows exactly where she has to be in order to pick off those passes like that.
Following the Hillman steal, Michigan turns it over on the other end. The freshman Felia lost her dribble. Pass up top now for American to Fisher. Swung all the way around the horn to Bales. Bales not a very good shooter on the outside. Bounce pass inside for Edwards. Long cross-court pass, a deep 3 from Brown, and that one's off the back of the rim as the shot clock was winding down.
American has gotten really unlucky with some of their shots in this game, but that's not the entire reason for the deficit.
Kaiser bounce pass into Hillman, tried to drive baseline, but it was tipped out of bounds. It'll be Michigan ball underneath. And again, just speaking on the excellence of Naz Hillman, the first team All-American in program history, currently 17 points. As we're just about set to go, Maddie Nolan leaves a 3 a bit short on an awkward little step out to the corner. American pushing up in transition, hand off to Edwards. She'll bring it back up top to reset. Swung up to Stack at the top of the key. Now back to Edwards. 15 seconds left in the shot clock, time winding down. Brown swung around the key to Stack now. Hillman giving her plenty of space. This one now a three swung around the horn, and it's going to go in and out. That one coming off the right hand of Bales.
The initial pass there was almost tipped by Nolan. It seems like every single one of American's passes is either tipped or picked off.
American, as a team, not a very good three-point shooting team, shooting around about 25% from downtown on the season. Roush brings it up in transition, now pass to Kaiser, who hands it off to Felia. Felia now driving downhill, a little hesitation, goes up, has it taken right out of her hands and takes it right back, finds a wide open Emily Kaiser underneath the basket for an easy layup. The score now 43-13, a 30-point lead for the Michigan Wolverines.
American has really let the Wolverines take advantage of those just wide open lanes. So just often forget that there's another player on the court. They've had a lot of wide open shots.
With 7:54 left to play here in the third quarter, whistle blown down low, Emily Kaiser going to get called for a hold off the ball.
Almost, if it wouldn't have been called, it would have been another picked off pass.
Inbounds pass barely gets into Edwards. She's going to work against Felia with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Kicked out to Bales at the top of the key, right to left cross, shoulder shot, now kicks back out. Fisher, bounce pass inside to Stack, and one layup. Kaiser with her second foul in about 30 seconds.
American really needed those. It's been a minute.
43-15 the score here as Stack will head to the line to try to convert the and one. Free throw attempt up and good. So that one now makes the score 43-16 with about 7:45 left here in quarter number 3. It'll be Felia to bring it up in transition, working at the top of the key. Picks up her dribble now, has to find somebody. It's Kaiser, gets it poked away, loose ball on the floor. Roush picks it up. 17 seconds left in the shot clock now. Bounce pass inside for Hillman. Dribbles, left hand, goes up, and she's fouled. Layup won't go, so Hillman will shoot 2.
Hillman on the inside has been such a huge part of this game. They really can't guard her. That layup was more just her not getting the right shot off more than it was an actual defensive play by American.
Emily Johns will check in for the Eagles. She'll held down low. First free throw on the way from Hillman. That one bounces off the front of the rim. Hillman now just 1 for 5 from the free throw line today. Hillman's second free throw attempt will drop down good. The score now 44-16. Michigan out in front by a pretty hefty margin. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in quarter number 3. Cutting to the basket is Johns, and she's got an open layup.
American doing a better job of finding the open player. Huge problem for them in the second quarter.
7 minutes left. Pull-up jumper from the elbow for Felia, and why not? Layla Felia with now 6 points on the afternoon, and Michigan's lead continues to grow. 46-18 with under 7 minutes left to play here in quarter number 3. Driving baseline is Bales, kicked out for Johns. Driving inside now. Kick out pass. 3 ball from Edwards will go off the back of the rim, but pulling down the rebound is Brown. Brown now to the middle of the lane, up with the left hand around Kaiser, and that one will fall. Michigan's lead cut down to 26. It's 46-20 with 6:30 left to play here in quarter number 3. Cameron Williams and Leah Brown head to the check-in table. Roush driving middle of the lane with her left hand. Kick out pass for Felia. Shoulder shot. Driving to the right now. Bounce pass inside for Kaiser. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kick out pass. Dania Roush wide open 3, too long. Loose ball. Maddie Nolan will pull it down. Shot clock will go back down to 20. Again, cross-court pass. This one for Felia. Shoulder shot for a second. Settles down. Now she'll pull it. That one left a bit short. It'll be pulled down by Bales. 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. The score still 46-20. Fisher has her pass stolen away, and it's nothing but wide open floor for Layla Felia, and she's got an easy layup.
Again, the Wolverines have done such a good job with those turnovers and steals, and then not just that, but converting those into points on the other end.
48-20 the score here with 5:30 left to play in quarter number 3. Johns working up top, hitting a cutting Edwards, who goes up through contact and one. Maddie Nolan got herself situated right in front of the restricted area. Edwards jumps into her, initiates the contact, and gets the foul call.
Nolan probably not happy with that.
Roush, Nolan, and Kaiser head to the bench. In come Leah Brown, Amy Dilk, and Cameron Williams. Free throw will go as Edwards converts the and one. Michigan will head down the other way with a 25-point lead. 48-23 sits the score. Felia gets a ball screen from Hillman, drives, kicks out. Leah Brown on the outside, lob pass in for Williams. One dribble with the left hand, kick back out, and that one going to go down as an offensive foul. It'll be Williams' second personal. You can hear the boos from the Michigan crowd here in Chrysler Center. That one could have gone either way, some definite contact, but pushing and shoving on both ends. Bales gets the pass up in transition, driving baseline, kick out pass, swung all the way around the horn, back up top for Brown, her 3 too long. Layla Feely will pull down the rebound, now push in transition with 5 minutes left. Kick out pass to Leah Brown running in transition.
American is yet to make a 3.
Michigan will reset. Hillman swings over to Leah Brown, now goes inside, spins up with the left hand. And a ballerina move from Naz Hillman as the bench mob dances around a little bit of their own.
Just one of the reasons why she is one of the best players in college basketball, because there's nothing you can do about it. If she wants to go around you, she's going to. And she's going to make you look kind of dumb doing it.
Media timeout on the floor. Michigan way out in front. 50-23 with 4:37 left. And let's flash back to that Naz Hillman move right there. Naz Hillman, obviously one of, if not the strongest player on the court at all times. So you have to respect her just putting her shoulder down and running you over. But Hillman slips the screen from Leah Brown, catches one dribble, and then spins all the way back around to her left hand for a wide open layup. Like you said, Kendall, you kind of just have to throw up your hands and say, you know, nothing really I could do there.
Naz Hillman is going to be an American's nightmares after this game. Even without that play, she has been so dominant. They have no solution for her down low. And then it just hurts even worse when, you know, you're doing all you can do to defend like Naz Hillman, one of the best players in the game, and she just makes you look dumb because she's just going to go right around you and she's going to get the bucket.
Hillman, a unanimous first-team All-Big Ten selection, a first-team All-American selection, in the projected number 4 upcoming pick in this year's WNBA draft. And I mean, what can we say about Naz Hillman that hasn't already been said? First player in program history with 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. I mean, there's no negatives you can say about Naz Hillman.
No, she is so unbelievable to watch. It seems like every game she does something amazing, something new that you've never seen her do before. And she's been such a big part of this Michigan program. And you know, you want to see Naz keep playing for this team. So you want to see them go as far into the tournament as they can. If not just because you're a Michigan fan, just because to see what Naz Hillman's going to do next.
Michigan in control of this one. They'll have to keep their foot on the gas pedal to advance to the round of 32. If they do, they will face Villanova here on Monday at home. Villanova, just moments before this game, upset number 6 BYU and an 11-6 upset. So that one would be to send Michigan back to the Sweet 16, where they were unfortunately bounced last year by Baylor in overtime. Michigan got their revenge on the Bears earlier this season, but what a matchup that would be to see the rematch between Baylor and Michigan, barring they both get there. But the rematch in the Sweet 16, a head-to-head matchup between 2 lottery WNBA draft picks in Alyssa Smith and Naz Hillman. I don't think there's a single person in the country who wouldn't want to see that matchup again.
No, that would be such a great game to watch. In addition to, you know, a little bit of hope for a revenge game, a little bit of a revenge tour for the Michigan women, and I'm sure they've been thinking about it, if not too much, because obviously you think about each game as you get there, but probably in the back of their minds, they're hoping that they get the chance to replay that game and have a better outcome this time.
The timeout horn sounds, and we are just about set to go with 4:37 here in quarter number 3. The score, again, 50-23, Michigan way out in front. It's going to be American ball underneath on the floor for the Eagles as Bales, Fisher, Edwards, DeRubo, and Johns. Fisher gets it in cleanly to Bales, and now she'll drive middle against Felia. Kick out pass for Edwards. Now into DeRubo for the first time today. Pass inside was for Johns. She just fell down, but somehow managed to pull it in. She'll get the ball again inside, driving baseline around Williams. Kick out pass at the top of the key. Long three won't go.
American cannot buy a three-pointer in this game.
The Eagles now 0 for 14 on the afternoon from downtown. Cameron Williams driving middle, put up a shot with the left hand. It won't go. Pushing up in transition, it's Edwards. Little Euro step around Leah Brown, fighting through contact. No whistle. It's going to go out of bounds. This one called off Leah Brown.
One area where American has been able to pretty much match the Wolverines is in rebounds. They are tied at 24 apiece.
With just under 4 minutes to play, it'll be Fisher to inbound again, and she just throws it away. Bales was cutting towards her sideline, and Fisher just missed the pass, threw it a bit too wide.
The 16th turnover for American.
It'll be Dilk to bring it up in transition. Passes up to Williams on the wing, who hands it right off to Leah Brown. She'll get a ball screen from Elise Stuck, driving middle. Pull-up jumper from the middle of the lane, and that one's good. Count it.
Leah Brown
late whistle.
She's feeling so good right now, and you can just tell in the way she plays.
Brown missed a good chunk of the regular season due to injury, but came back in the Big Ten tournament. Didn't look 100%, but I'd say right about now she's looking as good as ever. 10 points on 4 for 9 from the floor. Toss in 6 assists. She's going to try to knock down the N1. Free throw drops. And Michigan's lead is now 30, 53-23 with 3:45 to play in the third quarter. Edwards on the wing, guarded by Elise Stuck. Tried to drive to her left, now swings back all the way around. DeRubo, a deep three, too long, loose ball. Chased after by Stuck. Looked like she was going to let it go. Decided last second to jump after it. And that one might have been the wrong decision. It'll be the American ball underneath with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
American 0 for their last 4.
Fisher inbounding again underneath. Gets it in cleanly to Bales, working one-on-one against Cameron Williams. Bounce pass into Johns against Stuck. Nice finish as she was fading away, puts it off the glass. 53-25 with 3:20 left to play in the quarter. Going to go out of bounds. It'll be Michigan ball underneath as 2 substitutions come in. It's Hillman and Kaiser. They will check out Cameron Williams and Elise Stuck. Also checking in for American, it will be number 14, Taylor Brown. Dilk to inbound underneath with 23 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it into Leah Brown. Turnaround jumper. Hits every part of the rim but falls out. 3:10 left to play in the quarter. 53-25 the score. Maize and Blue way out in front. Pass into the elbow. Taylor Brown now kicks out for Johns. Driving inside. And that's going to be a whistle and a charge called. Leah Brown stepping in to take it. That whistle is going to be John's 3rd personal foul of the day. Her 2nd personal foul coming on charges. Clock ticks under 3 minutes here in quarter number 3. The score 53-25. Dilk working up top. Pass over to Leah Brown. Gets the screen from Hillman. Now driving to the middle. Steps back. Puts up a tough shot with the left hand. Won't go. And the long rebound falls into the hands of Edwards. That rebound for Jade Edwards. Now her 3rd of the game. And Emily Kaiser picks up the loose ball and is going to be immediately fouled. Emily Fisher was bringing the ball up in transition. Leah Brown took an aggressive stab at it. Made a nice spin move to get away from her, but in the meantime just ran right into Emily Kaiser and gets called for the whistle. Danielle Roush and Maddie Nolan check in for Layla Filia and Leah Brown respectively. 2:22 left to play here in the quarter. Amy Dilk pass inside for Hillman. Hillman spinning to the right hand, back to the left, misses her own layup, gets it back and puts it in. 22 points and 9 rebounds for Naz Hillman.
Naz wasn't satisfied pushing them around, just metaphorically.
DeRubo gets inside, fought through a little bit of contact from Kaiser, and then took an awkward little floater in the lane that barely caught the front of the rim. Roush picks up her dribble up top, now swings over to the wing to Amy Dilk. She'll get a ball screen from Hillman, now swung back to Nolan. Nolan now inside for Hillman. Squaring up, little short pull-up jumper, and that one will go. 24 points and 10 rebounds for Naz Hillman. And that's a double-double with an entire quarter left to play.
I'm like, how do you defend that? Because you don't know if she's going to charge you or if she's just going to, step back and take the shot from right there. And she'll make both of them.
Turnaround jumper from Johns won't go, and it'll fall into the hands of Kaiser. 1:20 left to play, 57-25.